welcome. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to be sharing a meditation, but for the eagle-eyed amongst you, you'll notice there wasn't a meditation last week. That's because I posted on my Facebook page a link to all the meditations, just to remind people of the library that's here for you to pick and choose what works for you each week. Today's is a timely meditation though, as I've chosen this week to share a balancing meditation. It was the Spring Equinox on Monday, the 20th of March. And this marks a wonderful time when the whole world is in balance in terms of day and night. So in the Southern Hemisphere, New Zealand, South Africa, Australia, etc., they would have had 12 hours of day and night, as we did here in the Northern Hemisphere, whether it was New York, London, Madrid, Norway. And in that magic moment, we are for one day in balance. Balance is a tricky thing when we do yoga, for sure. It's not very stable. It's not very permanent. And that's the same is true of our equinox, because here in the Northern Hemisphere, we're going to be stretching into summer, and in the Southern Hemisphere, it's sort of shrinking back into winter. We are about to enter our time of greatest light, as it were. We get very energetic when the summer comes, and I think it's a really nice time to reflect on the fact that we really do seek balance in our lives, because at the end of the summer we're kind of sometimes a little bit worn out. We almost need the winter to sort of like do the self-care, the nurturing, the comfort food, and maybe there's some lessons there in that nature of balance that we should be drawing into our summer, not to wear ourselves out so much, but to stay in balance. Now, mentally, emotionally, physically, etc., we are often out of balance too. And today's meditation, I'm just inviting us to notice our balance in our physical body, our left, our right, to notice the balance in our breath, the length of the in and the out, the inhale and the exhale. Now, we can adjust these things a little bit, and maybe that adjustment in our physical, in the body and in the breath, may just give us a little bit more balance in our brain. I don't know. We can also notice when we're sitting still in meditation where our mind is in terms of balance. Is it forwards? Is it backwards? Can we bring it more to this moment, into the here and now? That would be our balance. So I invite you now to find yourself in a comfortable meditation posture. If it's comfortable to do so, close your eyes. And closing our eyes just simply takes away the visual distractions, but of course it may heighten our sounds, the hearing. It might also heighten our physical awareness. So let's just take a moment to let the sounds maybe pass over us, but spend some time with the physical. So we're noticing ourselves, however it is we've got our posture at the moment, lying or sitting down. And our attention may immediately be drawn to something, a discomfort. And I always suggest that we don't encourage the mind to focus our attention here, but try to think of the body as a whole. So all of you sat there rather than narrowing in something which may not be pleasant. As we notice ourselves, we can notice the contact perhaps with the external. So whatever it is we're sitting or lying on, feel the points of contact. Notice the weight of the body here. You feel where the body rests, and it doesn't necessarily spread out evenly. You may notice there's more weight in one place, so just seeing that for a moment. It might be that we notice that weight is shifted to one side or to the other, to the left or to the right. And if that's the case, then perhaps we might just move ourselves very gently so that we can bring that balance back to our body as it rests here. Now, whilst we try to be still in this meditation, we can also notice that there is movement in our body. Our breath is arriving and our breath is leaving. That inhale and exhale. Now, as we notice that, in this time we're going to just see what our breath is. We're not trying to change or affect it, not just yet anyway. So start to feel comfortable about this idea of following the inhale inwards, watching with your attention as it were, and following the breath out, the exhale. And there may be some physical things we can notice, that rise and fall of the body. So let yourself feel comfortable watching the breath. Now, as we breathe in and out, we're going to just add a little count to notice the length of the inhale and the length of the exhale. So as you next breathe in, just simply counting how long that breath in is. And as you breathe out, doing the same for the breath out. Maybe we breathe in for 1, 2 or 3, I don't know. And as you breathe out again, 1, 2, 3, whatever. Just be aware of it. Do it a couple of times just to get a real sense of it being the correct count, as it were. And don't be shocked or surprised if the in-breath or the out-breath is just a tiny bit longer or shorter, whichever way around. As you notice what is your natural count for your breath in and out, just in this moment, I'd invite you, if there is an imbalance, to now consider if it's possible to make the breath in and out even. And you're going to lengthen one part of that breath so it equals the other. So one part of the breath is going to extend fractionally if that's the case. So if you're breathing in for 3, but out for 2, I want you just to extend the out to 3. You're not making your whole breath longer, just the part bit that was shorter. And just allowing yourself to do that now for a moment. Now, as we invite ourselves to do this, it's possible that it may feel quite overwhelming. We may feel that we're unable to do that, in which case just let the breath come in and out. We don't ever want to force the body into an uncomfortable sensation or feeling. So kindness rules always. So if you can bring the breath to an even ratio, it's lovely. Just see if you can follow that a bit longer if you're able to. And when we've spent a few moments in our meditation, sometimes when we open ourselves to the possibility of thought, the mind can be quite blank, refreshingly so. The sun, the invitation to think, and the mind is just deluged, flooded. So we're trying to sort of pick into our thinking now, just kind of noticing, if it's possible, to notice where your mind wanders to. Does it wander to things that need to be done, the list for the future? Or is it sort of mulling over things that have happened in the past? Just being aware of or where our mind drifts to, one side or the other. Now, we're not forcing either of those to happen. Maybe the mind is a lovely blank canvas at the moment. But should the mind wander in one direction or the other, you can just remind it that it is simply here and now, breathing in and breathing out with awareness. Just this breath here and now. We remind ourselves that we are sat or lying down here in this moment. You can notice perhaps the feet on the floor or the body lying. Just kind of like giving yourself that sense of awareness with the physical contact in this moment. The breath that comes in and out in this moment. And just offering our mind some balance to be here and now. Now you can continue this practice for as long as you wish to. Just allowing yourself to feel yourself centered physically, even in breath, the mind aware of this present moment. We'll check in with this meditation whenever you feel the need if things are spiraling away and you feel some need for balance. Now I'm just going to invite you to keep your eyes open and maybe give yourself a little stretch. And it just leaves me to say thank you for joining me today. I look forward to joining if you'd like to join me next week. I'm going to be giving you a few little kind of tips around steps that help maybe with meditating if you're struggling. So please join me again next Wednesday. If you would like to if you enjoyed today, but certainly subscribe and you'll get notifications of updates onto this channel. Thank you very much.